Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Chapter is temperature. We're discussing about the thermometer. So far in our previous session, we discussed the thermometric properties and the fixed point. So in this session, we move on to the other part, discuss the mode of action of liquid in a gas thermometer. Now, the working of this type of thermometer is just based on the fact that liquid expands when heated and it contracts when cooled. So we are trying to talk about the in this gas thermometer, whereby the working of this kind of thermometer is just based on the fact that the liquid found inside it expands when heated and it contracts when cooled. Now, the examples of liquid in glass thermometers are, for example, the mercury and the alcohol thermometers. So these are the obvious examples of liquid in glass thermometers. So these two thermometers are what we call, the first one is mercury in a glass thermometer and the alcohol in glass thermometer. So those are the two major types of the thermometers based on liquid in glass thermometers. Now, these thermometers, they bulbs which are reservoirs of the liquid and stems with the fine bodies through which liquid rises and falls during the variation of temperatures. Now, the liquid used in these thermometer types is what we call the thermometric liquids. So the liquid that can be found in these kinds of glass thermometers are what we call the thermometric liquids. Now, a thermometric liquid is the one which shows significant changes with the change in temperature, and hence the ones that are used in these kinds of thermometers. Now, a thermometric liquid must be very sensitive to thermometric changes so that it should be able to record the required measurements of the changes in temperature. Now, the mode of action of gas thermometer, we are talking about these two, the mercury gas thermometer and the alcohol gas thermometer. So we'll try to compare between these two thermometric liquids uh, uh, found in these glass thermometers. So in terms of mercury, it is a very good conductor of heat, while alcohol is just fairly good conductor of heat. So you can differentiate them when they are used in this glass thermometer. The second one is that mercury, it expands linearly, while alcohol, yes, it expands rapidly. And in terms of mercury also, it is clearly seen, and the alcohol, it is colorless. And for the mercury, it boils at 360 degrees, and while alcohol, it boils at 78 degrees. And in terms of freezing rate, the mercury freezes at 39 degrees, and alcohol, it freezes at negative 112 degrees. And last but not least, in terms of mercury, it just does not wet a glass, while the alcohol is the one that it melts. I mean, it wets the glass. So here's the comparison of these two thermometric liquids that I can be using the glass thermometer. Now, why water is just not used as a thermometric liquid? So we should know the reason, as water is also a fluid. Now, why is it not used as a thermometric liquid? Even though water is a very readily available and it is cheap compared to the mercury or alcohol, it is just not used as a thermometric liquid because of the following reasons. The first one is that water its volume expansion is just not linear as you can compare to the other thermometric liquids. It weighs the glass differently as compared to maybe alcohol. Then it has high heat capacity, so that's not good when trying to put it in thermometers. So that's those are just few of the reasons why water is not used as a thermometric liquid. So that's all right for this session. Discuss the thermometer. We've seen the thermometric liquids, how they can be compared to each other in terms of how they can be used. For example, the mercury and the alcohol thermometric liquids. So that's all right for this session, and thank you.